There's a right time and a right place for everything, and for B2B e-commerce marketplace INDIAMART Intermesh, Apna time has come.
Founded by cousins, Dinesh Agarwal and Brijesh Agarwal.
In 1996 with seed money of 40,000.
INDIAMART Intermesh is an online B2B marketplace for business products and services connecting buyers. With suppliers, the company focuses on providing a platform to small and medium enterprises, large enterprises, as well as individuals. As of FY 2018, INDIAMART had close to 5.98 crore registered buyers and a catalog of over 5 crore products, supplied by over 47 lakh suppliers. Its mobile app has 10 million downloads to date on the Google Play Store. Away from all the limelight, unlike the B2C e-commerce companies, INDIAMART slogged away one customer, one business innovation at a time. No wonder when the question on most people's mind is what worked for INDIAMART. There's of course the resilience, perseverance, and hard work. He especially emphasizes the fact that they kept away from the new age internet business's way of doing things.
A regular at TA Delhi events, Dinesh today keeps a sharp eye on startups. As an angel investor, he has invested in 45 different firms so far in different sectors, including health tech and cloud telephony. It's a marathon. There are no two ways about the fact that this seemingly overnight celebratory success has come after 23 long years of hard work and perseverance. Recalling the early days when the internet was akin to a mirage in India, Dinesh told how his mother and wife and most of the other household would answer inquiries from buyers outside India that came over email by writing mailers and posting them with the printed queries to Indian sellers. Every day, approximately 200 mailers would be taken to the local post office to be mailed to the sellers. This heavy lifting continued for close to 7 years. When the dot-com bust happened around 2000, Dinesh says it was good for them. In the first 10 years, the company did not raise any money and was primarily serving foreign buyers. In 2001, in the aftermath of the 9/11 U.S. terror attacks, INDIAMART's business saw a sudden slump. Dinesh says they stuck to their path despite having to lay off staff, and once we came out of it, we were doing good. The company went on to raise money. It had raised a total of $40.7 million in funding over 4 rounds and scaled quickly. But in 2011, the company faced yet another slump, which it managed to tide over, and by 2012, it had its neck above waters. B2B businesses are probably difficult to build, but easy to scale. However, once they scale, they are easily profitable. In 1996, when the cousins started INDIAMART, there were only around 15,000 internet users in India. They are believers of e-commerce for a long time. Nirola's was their first big client. Around 1999, they were probably the first company to launch e-commerce shopping. They were delivering sweets during Diwali. But over time, they realized that B2C kind of businesses is tough to make money. So they focused by and large on B2B business. To trace the early days before Dinesh hit upon the idea of starting INDIAMART.
Hailing from Nanpara, a small town near the India-Nepal border in Uttar Pradesh, Dinesh was influenced by his freedom fighter and forward-thinking grandfather. After completing his B.Tech degree in computer science from HBTI, Harcourt Butler Technological Institute, in Kanpur, his first job was at CMC, now part of TCS, where he worked on the first railway reservation system. Because of the early exposure to computers, I was convinced that computers and telecom were going to be revolutionary. His tryst with technology led him to the US, where he worked at HCL Technologies. While working on a project, he was, for the first time, exposed to the power of software. In August 1995, when VSNL, Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited, launched public internet access in India, he knew he wanted to go back home. He resigned a year later and returned to become an internet entrepreneur. But India was far from the rosy picture that he had painted in his mind. It took 6 to 9 months for them to get a telephone connection. He started going to trade fairs to figure out what kind of business he could start and explored ideas ranging from a computer shop, hardware and software distribution, cyber cafe, and IET-type education, building websites and such. Though he zeroed in on making websites for companies, he later figured there were very few internet users and wondered who would visit these websites. It was then I realized that in the US, Indian products were difficult to find, and even if you found them, they were expensive. From garments to agarbatti, there was no information on exporters. The thought struck, why not make the directories of these exporters available online? That's how the idea of INDIAMART, a global gateway to Indian marketplace, was conceived. Though it was not as simple since they needed permission to get the directories of exporters and sellers online. Government offices ke bahut saare chakar lagaye, made multiple rounds of government offices, but we did not get any permission. So then we decided to have a free listing form and sent it to all the sellers in the directories. While the mission of company was to make businesses doing easy, the company business focus evolved over the years. In the early years of inception, the company created value for local SMEs by presenting them to potential overseas buyers through an online business directory. As India experienced increased internet penetration, giving rise to fast-growing domestic e-commerce market, the company shifted to focus on facilitating business among its local clients. INDIAMART grew to become the world's second-largest online B2B marketplace, trailing behind Alibaba. In order to enable domestic sellers to turn buyers' inquiries into sales, the company today engages in intensive service innovation and rolled out such leading-edge services as buy leads, buyer help desk, inquiries via SMS, and preferred number service. In November 2014, INDIAMART started promotional campaigns featuring Indian film actor Irfan Khan as its brand ambassador with the tagline Kaam Yahin Banta Hai. In March 2016, it raised Series C funding from Amadeus Capital Partners and Quona Capital to scale up the activities of INDIAMART and Telexo. In 2016 and 2019, INDIAMART invested in Procmart and Viapar. In June 2018, INDIAMART filled draft papers with SEBI to raise $600 crore through IPO and list on NSE and BSE. On July 4, 2019, INDIAMART went public via an IPO of $74 crore. The issue was oversubscribed by 36 times. By the end of the final day of the bidding, INDIAMART became the first online B2B marketplace to go public in India and the first company to launch its IPO in the second tenure of Modi government. As of 2019, INDIAMART was the largest Indian B2B marketplace for businesses with about 60% market share, according to KPMG. In January 2022, INDIAMART acquired 100% stake in accounting software solution provider, Busy Infotech, for 500 crores. As of Q4 FY 2024, INDIAMART reported a consolidated revenue from operations of INR 197 crore, with YoY growth of 21%, according to their financial results. As of March 2024, the company has 194 million registered buyers, 7.9 million Indian supplier storefronts, and 214K paid suppliers.